Good morning. What's up? It is Wednesday, and on Wednesday, as is every day of the week, I tap into the collective energy and then see what the cards have to say about what it is that I'm feeling. Today, we're going back to what we used on Monday, which is Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. Really beautiful deck, and yeah, excited to see what's going on. How are you guys doing? I've had some really beautiful messages this week. I really appreciate them because there's a lot of, just discord out there at times. And yeah, I've really received some interesting messages. So let's dive in and see. I'd love to hear from you. So if you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I could use another subscriber on the channel. I'm so grateful for all of you who have subscribed and continue to watch every day. And if you do have I feel like I need to shuffle this way. If you do have a message or some sort of, just something that's eating at you or something that you would really like a different perspective using the cards, let me know. Isn't that interesting? So what's really funny is that before I got started here, I'm all over the place right now. I've got my kitchen kind of a mess. I'm painting the cabinets myself. First time I've done that. I was trying to save some money, aren't we all? And yeah, so I wanted to do it myself, and it's coming out beautifully, but it's taking a lot longer. I've had rain, all kinds of different things that are just making the process very slow and somewhat arduous. But it's almost as if it's a lesson in intention, like how to be really present with each cabinet that I'm painting and how to be present in the moment, because I've had to go slow because everything's drying slowly because of the rain and blah, blah. So yeah, what do you have that is going on in your life that you are feeling like you are paying a little bit more attention to what's going on? I think that's part of what the energy shift is that we're seeing things in a different way. So yeah, trust and thrive. So the first card out is this beautiful stag energy, which feels like a really masculine energy, right? Even though it has these, this is, I think, a feminine, these swirls, these three swirls. I've seen them with some women who wear this around their neck, but it's like behind the stag image here, which is a very powerful image. It feels like an image of fertility, about something is coming into be. You can see the leaves, the four leaves here, which feel like something growing into itself, its stability, and a very fertile time for us to be able to receive the things that we want, to kind of, see this world in its abundance. Each one of us have abundance in our lives, or lack, or whatever it is that's going on, but know that the world itself is very abundant. And that's what I'm getting from this. It says trust and thrive. So is there something that you need to trust more in your life that you have going on, like trusting in the timing? Let's see if we can get a little bit more information. I love, he has such a wide variety of information in this Angels and Oracle deck. So what do we have? Okay, so we got 3 more cards coming out, and I love it because I haven't received, I don't know if I've got winter before. So winter with this beautiful wolf energy is, take care of your needs. And when I was saying that, I'm painting and I have to be very deliberate and everything seems to be taking slower, I think that's exactly what the energy of this winter card is. It's like, don't try to move too fast through anything. Make sure that you're committed to whatever that you're doing, and make sure that you are cared for. Because especially if you're empathic or if you work with others, we have a tendency to think of everybody else and then take care of ourselves at the end. Or, oh, if I have time, I'll do that, which is usually something that you were going to do for yourself. I mean, it's crazy. I know people that have always wanted a bathtub, and then they say they never have time to take a bath. And I get that, because I'm one of those people that loves to stay busy. But This is a card that's asking you to slow down around some aspect of your life and make sure that you're taking care of that which relates to you first. Whether it's your health, whether it's your finances, whether it's your love life, whether it's your, what you do for a living, what is something around that is asking you to take care of your needs and to kind of push everything else aside. And this beautiful white buffalo, which I think there was a white buffalo born last year. It's a beautiful symbol of peace, of a shifting in awareness. I don't know that much about it. I just remember hearing that the white buffalo was born, and it was an omen for Indigenous people about a shift coming on and a newfound peace. It says, let go of the need to be right. So yeah, there's a lot of argumentative behavior out there. And isn't this interesting? So there's a lot of different energy that's coming out. Trust and thrive, take care of yourself, and let go of the need to be right. I feel like all the messages that have come through have kind of come through in this kind of theme, like saying, listen, trust and thrive, be in the space of grace and gratitude and abundance that you want. Take care of you, make sure that you're receiving what you need, and then let go. Like there's a lot of argumentative people out there that want to just keep, I know people that I've met in my life who just thrive in chaos or thrive in a state of, anger and argumentative and always fighting against something. And this is about peace. It's like, what is it that you want to put your attention on? Is that argument or the need to be right? Even if you know in your heart that you're right, some people will never hear that because they need to be right as well. So it's just kind of like an uphill battle. And if you know something in your heart, then it doesn't have to, to know that you don't have to prove it to other people. And a lot of times when you work to prove something to somebody else, it falls on deaf ears and it really just becomes a fight. So it's asking us to let go of any of that. And then the warrior is be furious. Isn't this interesting? So what I'm seeing is like these two feel like they oppose each other, right? So if you're looking at this energy that we've got right now, it's like this beautiful stag energy that feels very strong, very fertile, very stable is really what I'm hearing. And then you have this card asking you to take care of yourself and then not to fight too much. And then, of course, because there's so much like information that feels like it's dizzying out there that takes you from here to here, and it's hard to know where to go, what's right, what do I land on, what is all this saying, right? It seems like that the information is opposing each other. And I think that that's the reason why the cards a lot of times will reflect that energy. I am tapping into the energy of, the collective here. And the collective energy right now is a lot of it is around, this, peace and war and love and hate. And there's just all this stuff that seems like it's pulling apart, which is why I think, look at this. I have the peacekeeper and the warrior. And the interesting thing is they're standing right next to each other. And I think that that's really the message, is that they're two sides of the same thing. If you let go of the need to be right, then you don't need to fight with anybody else. As a warrior, it's saying, don't be afraid of anything. Stand in your truth. It's not about fighting against something, but it's about being strong in who you are. There's a lot of green energy here, which I think is the heart chakra, which is saying, just like where we started here with this green energy, it's like it wants you to know that you don't need to be afraid of anything. You don't need to be afraid of these things that you don't stand. That you don't understand outside of your world. You don't have to push against something, even if you know in your heart that you're right. You don't have to make sure everybody in the whole world knows this truth, because it'll never be true for everyone. And then this fearless stand strong, I think, is at this time right now. It's like we can stand in our power, we can stand in our fearlessness, but we don't have to push our power and all that on another. That's why I think the feminine and the masculine are standing next to each other. And then we have three beautiful animals, which I think used to be, in abundance on the prairies, right? When the Indians, which were Native Americans who had more of a balanced masculine and feminine, where they honored the earth in all of its glory and all the animals and didn't take more than they need. So I think that that's what this energy is bringing in. This again, like we saw yesterday, this masculine divinity coming in, and I love that it's right next to this divine feminine energy. Because I feel like, as a woman, a lot of times, there's so much things that I feel like is wrong in the world. But if I just like throw, my anger, my weight and need to prove to everybody that this is the right way, then all I do is feed that fire. So I don't want to do that. That's why I feel like she's just standing strong. She's holding in her beliefs. She knows who she is. The warrior knows who he is, but he's not fighting. He's just standing in his own strength in a heart-spaced way. And that's what this message is all about for us today. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I look forward to reading for you again tomorrow. Bye now.